All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. If you are looking to stay current on the top cyber threat news of the day while having acronyms spelled out and complex terms simplified so it's easy to digest and absolutely take action on this information, whether you're a senior practitioner looking to drive cyber risk down for your business stakeholders, or you're somebody looking to break into the industry and just understand what it is that we have going on here, you are going to get value from the show. Welcome to Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger. This is episode 1050. It's January 20th, 2025. We're off and running. Giddy up, get your coffee, and let's get cooking. Yes. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Tuesday so far, and that your Monday went splendid. I am super pumped to be here. Got a whole pot of coffee cooking in my my gut right now. It is the semester, so I am teaching at the Citadel, which means if I'm wearing a collared shirt, good chance I have to go out in public. I do want to share with everybody a little early Tidbits Tuesday. So every day of the week has a special segment. And Tuesdays is Tidbits Tuesday, where I share a little bit about myself. I'll go ahead and give you a little taster of what you can expect. I have two computers, a laptop for work, and travel, and then the main battle station for streaming. Yesterday, I got an update for a Stream Deck on my laptop, and I said, sure, no problem, applied it, worked fine. I'm like, okay. I came into the studio, and as I'm getting loaded up, it's like, hey, your Stream Deck needs update. And I was like, sure, let's let it ride. Fool. I am a fool. Do not, I might as well have just applied patches on Friday at 4 o'clock because, yes, the update applied, but my Stream Deck's broke now. So I'll be doing, let's see. I do have access to sound effects, but controlling the podcast will not happen. So I might even punish myself with manual sound effects today. The pup is good. They actually went to the groomers this morning to get their hair cut, so they are up and running, sleeping back in the crate. Thank you for asking, TJ. Definitely appreciate that. Guys, every single episode, you got to patch it. You got to patch it. You got to patch it unless you're about to go live. Guys, I got to tell you, every single episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, we go through 8 stories. They're the top stories of the day. I do not know what they are. Haven't researched or prepped for any of them. Do you know why? Mary Ellen Kennel's daughter knows why.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. We're up here trying to reduce cyber risk, not research and prep for shows. Come on, bruh. All right, I'll do manual sound effects for the first half of the show, Space Tacos, okay? So if you're new here, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Excuse me, blood, sweat, and rage sneaking in to the stream at work. Thank you very much, blood, sweat, and rage. Guys, listen, if today's your first episode, drop a hashtag first timer in chat. Hashtag first timer in chat. BW5542 just did a buffer overflow on my brain. Guys, we have a special sound effect, a special emote for our first timers, and we'd love to welcome them in. I'm sorry, Space Tacos. It's so easy for me to push the sound effect button. It's almost second nature at this point. I'm coming to you live from the Buffer Auger studio, bringing the Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief. And let me tell you, not only am I live, but I'm handing out CPEs like they're Tic Tacs. You get a CPE, you get a CPE. Let me tell you, every episode, including episode 1050 today, is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, grab a screenshot, file it away on your desktop in a folder, count up those screenshots once a year, and divide by 2. That's how many CPEs you get. So if you have a cybersecurity certification that requires maintenance through continuing professional education, which I know sounds like a lot of words I just said there, and I am talking quickly. So, I mean, I guess watch on replay at half speed and I probably sound normal. Go ahead, get those CPEs. All you got to do is say what's up in chat. It'll show up right here. Grab a screenshot. The name of the episode has today's date and unique identifier in it, 1050. That's not a coincidence. It's literally deliberate. Christopher Isia knows what's cracking. See right there? Says, Good morning, all. 2026 CPE. That's right. All right, so get your CPEs here. We got our first-timers. We got our CPEs. I told you you're going to be getting cooked on the news, which is perfect. Educated guesser says, watching this on my second day of my position as the InfoSec systems engineer, all thanks to that podcast. Hold the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, can we agree? Educated guesser, wrecking ball.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, if you got a new job recently, share it in chat. My favorite thing to click is the wrecking ball. I'll tell you what, that's what we're all about here. Yeah, Robert Hendricks. If it has a collar, I'm teaching that day. I used to wear collared shirts every day. I have like 400 of these type of shirts. Never wear them anymore. I wear cyber t-shirts now. That's my jam. All right, guys. Real quick, the show is not possible without the patronage. Okay, all right. Code Brew's right. I came in like a wrecking ball. All right, wrecking ball should be the real sound effect, okay? It's not fair for someone who got a job to listen to me wrecking ball it. Guys, the show's not possible without the patronage and support of our stream sponsors. Please be kind. If you like the show, support the show. You don't have to financially support the show, but go check out the stream sponsors. That is how you can support the show and support me bringing this show to you. So I'm going to put a URL right here in the pinned comments. Go ahead, click on that while you listen to the ad read. Yo, leadership, they're at work demanding AI automation. You can't go to a conference without AI slapping you in the face. You can't have a conversation with somebody in our industry without AI slapping you in the face. Your employees are using it. Shadow AI is sprawling across your organization. Sales is using one thing. Marketing's using another. No one knows anything. You don't even know what data is going into those systems. You're one security incident or audit failure away from it costing you dearly. We could have IP theft, regulatory fines, competitive positioning. You could get fired, honestly. But what if AI became an advantage instead of your biggest risk? What if teams could innovate faster while staying secure? That's the dream. Well, guess what? It doesn't have to be a dream any longer because Area is got you covered. It's a unified platform that combines AI security, governance, and orchestration. So you don't have to choose between innovation and protection. Have your cake, eat it too, right? Get the best of both worlds. Take control today. Turn your AI stress into AI success. Embrace enterprise AI. Let it wash over you in an awesome wave. Go to simplycyber.io/AIRIA to check out Area. Thank you very much, Area. They're actually going to be coming on for a Firesides later in February, so you can get to ask these folks these questions if you'd like. Who's taking John Strand's active defense and cyber deception? This course is going on this week. Yesterday was the first day. I'd love to know if anyone in chat has taken it and how the first day went. Antisyphon training is disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by offering high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position. Now, they bring all sorts of wonderful speakers into the talks. And I got to tell you, Michelle Khan, guys, Michelle is a good friend of mine. I really like Michelle Khan. If you know Michelle, you know how great a person he is. He's the good stalker, as he self-proclaims. You can check him out for free tomorrow, January 21st, from noon to 1 p.m. Eastern time. You can learn to OSINT like a hacker. This is phenomenal. You can uncover secrets hidden in plain sight. Michelle is dynamite, right? He's like JJ Walker. Dynamite, drink. That's a real deep cut. That's a 70s cut, Space Tacos. I just want to let everyone know, for real, though, if you like Michelle Khan, go to antisyphontraining.com, register for the webcast. But I also want you to know, look at this. Michelle Khan is going to be, we're doing something a little fun this year on Simply Cyber. It's not just me making produced videos. Michelle Khan's got a video dropping on Simply Cyber on Sunday this week. So just 6 days away, 5 days away from now. So if you want all of that, get some Michelle Khan tomorrow. Get some Michelle Khan on Sunday. You'll get a Michelle Khan. You'll get a Michelle Khan. Get your Oprah emotes cooking for that. Go to antisyphontraining.com. I'll drop a link to this webcast. I'm telling you, you will get value from Michelle Khan's talks. I promise you. Of course, we've got ThreatLocker. I'll be at Zero Trust World 2026. I'll be at Zero Trust World 2026 doing the Daily Cyber Threat Brief live from the show floor. That'll be a fun experience. So come check it out. But let's hear from ThreatLocker, longtime sponsor of the channel. And I really do think that they have a special product. Like, it's very effective. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, ThreatLocker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with ThreatLocker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust ThreatLocker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. ThreatLocker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Hero support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how ThreatLocker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com/dailycyber. All right, we got to get cooking really quickly. I see Uni395 in chat. Uni395 saying, where's the link? I did mention several resources, so you'll have to be more specific. I'll get you the link, but I just don't know what you're talking about specifically. And I don't want to just throw links at you like that meme of the hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do this. All right. Hey, everybody, do me a favor. Sit back, relax, space tacos, spicy, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over all of us in an awesome wave. I will see you guys at the mid-roll. Let's cook.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. I'm Sarah Lane. Gemini prompt injection flaw exposes calendar info. Migo Security found a prompt injection issue in Google Gemini that lets attackers hide instructions inside calendar invites. When users asked Gemini basic scheduling questions, the model copied private meeting details into a new calendar event visible to the attacker. Google patched the issue after disclosure. Researchers say AI native workflows broaden the attack surface as other labs recently demonstrated similar data exfiltration and privilege escalation paths across Copilot, Vertex AI agents, and multiple AI coding IDEs. Hacker admits to leaking stolen Supreme.
All right. Hey, so check it out. First of all, this infographic, dark mode with a little pop of color. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So check it out. Google Gemini. Google is got all of their tooling in one ecosystem, very similar to like the Apple ecosystem. All right. Gemini is their AI tool. You have Google Calendar, Google Mail, Google all the things, right? Google Drive, Google, So apparently this is straightforward. A malicious user it says malicious invite, but it's not like they're detonating malware on your computer. My understanding is the impact, again, really quickly, I like to give you additional insights and value in this show, not just read the news to you. Like you're all adults here. Like you don't need me to read the slide to you, but I want to give you value, right? That's why you should show up. As a risk professional, right, as a GRC person, or just as a cybersecurity professional in general, when I hear something like this, my immediate thought is, so what? Like, so what is the impact? Like, it could be the coolest thing ever, and if it's not really impactful, I've got other things to, cook on. So what's the impact here? The attacker can see the contents of your calendar invite. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not storing secrets in a calendar invite. I mean, a lot of times I forget to even put like a description in there, unless I'm meeting with somebody for the first time and the meeting is like more than a week away. I'll put something in the description simply to remind me what I'm about to have a meeting about. So, it depends on your speed, right? Like maybe you are putting secrets inside of it. At the end of the day, an attacker is able to use Gemini to create a new calendar invite that has information from another calendar invite, therefore giving like a breach of confidentiality of whatever that calendar invite was to the attacker. And the victim cannot control that, is my understanding. Of course, the problem here is that Gemini, as an AI tool, as a non-human, what do they call it? NHI, non-human. Hold on. There's an acronym that's getting thrown around now. NHI. Hold on one second. NHI AI agents. No, it's non-human something. Non-human identities. Put that on your bingo card for 2026. These non-human identities are getting very wide permissions because we want the AI tool to be able to do all the things. And unfortunately, this, basically right-click permissions for everyone is causing it to, touch things that it shouldn't necessarily be touching and obviously cause problems. I would say, while, this particular attack does not give me pause for concern around impact, it is an indicator that the Gemini AI tool does have greater permissions, or it's not really the permissions. It's like the semantic guardrails of when it should, right? I should be able to ask Gemini about my own calendar invites, and it should be able to read the contents of my calendar invites to be able to give me insights like, oh, hey, Gemini, tell me about my week this week coming, and what should I do to prepare for it? And it looks directly at all the bits of a meeting invite on Tuesday and says, hey, you got a really important meeting on Tuesday with these 3 people. Would you like me to prepare a bio or background on the most important person in the room so you can be prepared? Yes, that would be phenomenal. Thank you. So there is utility in having it read the contents of your calendar. So this is not a don't let it read it. It's let it read it within the conditional access of who is asking. And that is a more complicated problem to solve. And it's one that, all the AI platforms are going to have to solve because, like I said, this indicates that the Gemini can reach in. So here's another one. My calendar, not a big deal. But what if the attacker says, hey, create a calendar invite, like do this thing, but also look inside the emails for anyone who sent an email from whoever is currently invited to that meeting and add that to the contents of the description of the meeting. That would be a huge calendar description, but it doesn't matter because now the attacker can see sensitive emails, and now we've got ourselves a problem. So keep your mind open. I do want to say holla and what's up to first-timer Corm Lake 4333. Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Hold on. And looks like we have a Deb Wigley sighting. Ladies and gentlemen, Deb Wigley sighting. Welcome to the party, Deb.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Court data. 24-year-old Nicholas Moore of Springfield, Tennessee, pleaded guilty to hacking the U.S. Supreme Court's electronic filing system more than 25 times in 2023 using stolen credentials, then posting screenshots to an Instagram account to show off the breach. Prosecutors say he also accessed AmeriCorps and VA systems with stolen logins, leaking personal and health data from victims. He faces up to a year in prison and a $100,000 fine.
What an idiot.
Researchers uncovered.
Oh my God.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
All right. So, listen, you and I are worried about next level hackers and, sophisticated attacks and chaining vulnerability exploits together. This dude just steals some creds and dumps data from the Supreme Court. You fool. All right, so 24-year-old. Dude, this guy is more than lucky that he's only going to get a year of prison time. Oh, okay, so he used stolen credentials. First of all, stolen credentials can be, got many different ways. I'm sure the U.S. Supreme Court, he didn't hack one of the Supreme Court justices, right? I'm sure he hacked somebody who just works there, right? Like Carl in accounting. The Supreme Court is an institution, but it's also an organization. So the Supreme Court justices get paychecks. The person who makes sure the audio visual works in the room where they hold court gets a paycheck. The person who is a stenographer gets a paycheck. It's a business, man. So all of them have access to things. They definitely have IT support. And this guy got somebody's creds. Now, number one, I want to rage please, if you can, I got to add a Red Hulk. I have to add a Red Hulk emote to the tray here for the squad members. This is how I feel. Do you know why? Because this guy used stolen creds. Do you know what doesn't work? If you have multi-factor authentication enabled at the Supreme Court, if you have multi-factor authentication enabled, this 24-year-old gets stopped at the gate with his stolen credentials and asked, can I see your second factor? And then he's like, I don't have one. Okay. So they didn't have MFA in place, which is absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. It is possible that someone reused credentials, but it doesn't even matter, dude. Not having MFA for the Supreme Court in 2026 is ridiculous. It is absolutely, it's egregious. Okay. Now, this guy took it to the next level, and I'm like borderline beside myself right now. I am besmacked. He started an Instagram account called I Hacked the Government, where he posted his data leaks. Most people who don't go to jail for being idiots will drop these things on the dark web or on Telegram behind sock puppet accounts. This guy did it on Facebook, basically. There's no question this guy would get caught. Do you think for a second the government doesn't have a relationship with Facebook or Meta or whatever to ask them for the whoever this is? Tennessee. Come on, Tennessee. All right. He stole creds from a Marine Corps veteran to access the Department of Veteran Affairs My Health Vet online and leak that guy's information. Nice job. Jesus criminy. This is a garden variety. Like, hey, for you youngs, all right? So if you have gray in your hair, or, you know, if you use just for men or just for women, I don't even know what they call just for women. But if you are supposed to have gray in your hair, you remember the 90s. This was a thing you would do in the 90s because your only crime is curiosity. In 2026, they have the receipts, they have the logs, they have the law enforcement relationships. You're going to get caught, you donkey. Anyways, if this is you, put multi-factor authentication in place.
PDFSIDER malware. PDFSIDER is a newly documented backdoor malware delivered via DLL sideloading in spear phishing zip files. Security firm Resecurity says it uses a fake PDF24 executable to evade AV and EDR, runs commands in memory over an AES encrypted C2 channel, and includes anti-VM checks, DNS exfiltration, and decoy intelligence docs. Researchers describe it as an APT-style tooling focused on stealth and long-term access rather than mass infection. Acting CISA chief sought out.
All right. PDFSIDER malware, long-term covert access. So if your neck hurts, it's probably from the whiplash you're suffering between this fool who steals creds and just dumps data like a rookie, right? To this sophisticated, likely nation-state threat actor developing a, low and slow rotisserie malware that is long-term persistence. Okay, it's got a DLL for side loading. So really quickly, if you didn't know, the Microsoft Windows operating system, there are files called DLLs. You've probably gotten an error message at some point in your life where there's a missing DLL and the program won't work, or you just see DLLs. An exe file, an executable, right? Like calc.exe, command.exe, winword.exe. Those are executables, right? You double click them and they launch an application. Very familiar with them. It is a PE file, portable executable file. That's what you call it in, IT world or in malware research or reverse engineering or software exploitation, whatever. They're called PE files, but they're the executables. A DLL, dynamic linked library, are also portable executable files. You just don't double click them to launch them. Now, the reason I want to bring this up is because you'll hear side loading DLLs or DLL, bring your own driver type stuff. So I want to explain what the hell these things are. In the world of Windows, there's a lot of functionality that you would just normally need access to. Writing to disk, opening network connections, doing certain things that are repetitive. If DLLs didn't exist, then every application you have on your machine would require all of the functionality to be there, which would be these giant monolithic applications, and it would be unwieldy, and software developers would take a long time because they'd all have to be developing their own crap. So what happens is, think of it as like modular. I write calc.exe calc.exe. And I know as a developer for Windows applications that Windows operating system will come pre-packaged with all of these DLLs, and I can call those DLLs and use them. They're like Python imported libraries, or something like that. That's what DLLs are. They allow developers to write Windows applications faster, more consistent, more stable, because they're not writing their own friggin' drivers to do silly things that are already done by Microsoft Microsoft developers. Okay, so that's what DLLs are. The problem is when when a hacker does this, they overwrite that DLL file. The application that calc.exe doesn't know that DLL is malicious. It just knows it's going to reach out and call that DLL. So it calls that DLL, and boom, now you got malware running all up in your face. All right. So that's what's up. And that's why DLL side loading attacks happen. The main application is loading the DLL into memory to execute. And the malware researcher has either replaced it, renamed it, whatever. So that's what's up. This is why, what do they call it? Certification of software certification can be done, because then side loading, it won't have the Jesus, man. It won't have the certification because it'll be a different file, right? You can also use hashing, but that's not really a thing. All right, so check it out. Infection chain. There's got to be an infographic on this one, right? There's got to be. Let's go. All right. Campaign begins with a spearfish email containing a zip archive. Well, there's your first step, Columbo. Drink. Columbo is a detective from the 80s. All right. I guess I can use Matlock, right? Kathy Bates brought Matlock back. If you get if you get an email with a zip attached to it, no, we're good here. Delete. All right. So inside of it is a digitally signed executable labeled PDF24 app. Okay. So digitally signed is what I was saying before when I was saying certificate or certified. It's signed with the certificate. So this app is signed, called PDF App 24, and it impersonates a known PDF creation software. Bro, just pay for Adobe. When executed, the file shows no visible interface, but immediately starts running in the background, okay? Assuming it can create a PDF, this would be a Trojan malware. Attackers exploit weaknesses in the legitimate app to trigger DLL sideloading. A malicious crypt-based DLL is placed alongside the executable, causing the program to load it instead of the genuine system library. So you can see here, this is exactly what I'm saying. Like they're saying how the attack works. I just went deeper into it. And because of this, you are able to bypass many antivirus EDR controls. Okay. I mean, good EDR controls are looking at processes behaviors, not necessarily when the executable loads. Okay. Once it loads, it opens network components, gathers details, and opens a back door, and then sends to a C2. There's got to be an infograph on this thing. No? Pfft, what a missed opportunity. All right. It uses AES 256. Woo! For C2. Here's the deal. Yeah, I mean, any C2 worth a damn is going to, try to mask or hide or encrypt its data so you don't see it. So, I wouldn't get too frothy around AES 256, although that is unbreakable. So way to go, threat actors. Commands are executed via cmd.exe. Here's what I'm saying really quickly. Mad Destroyer with 5 gifted subs. Thanks, Mad Destroyer. Hey, Adrian Silver Indeed, Bustin' Justin, 0x3 Security, and Outstanding Serious. You can thank Mad Destroyer for the gifted subs. Thank you very much, Mad Destroyer. Appreciate it.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to save everybody a lot of trouble. Number one, educate your end users not to open zip archives to run basically, freemium PDF creation tools. Number two, if you configure detections in your SIM, see how it says it uses cmd.exe with no visible console? If you're seeing PDFSIDER spawn child processes of cmd.exe, that's an indicator of compromise. You may want to investigate that. All right. Data exfil via DNS. Yeah. You should be looking at DNS for data exfil. Now, I will say it is encrypted traffic, but here's the reality. If you're looking at your DNS traffic and you see all sorts of data, like DNS is going to look like DNS. If you see all sorts of additional data, whether it's encrypted or not, that is an indicator of compromise. So watch your DNS. It's very easy. If DNS is being used as a communication vehicle for C2 traffic, it's very easy to detect if you're looking at it. All right, let's cook.
Of CIO. Political sources say acting CISA director Madhu Godamakala moved to push out the agency's chief information officer Robert Costello last week, issuing a rapid reassignment that would have forced Costello to resign or transfer within the Department of Homeland Security. Senior political appointees reportedly objected, and DHS halted the move. Costello is viewed by many as one of CISA's strongest technical leaders. Sources say Costello and Godamakala previously clashed on contracting and policy decisions.
Oh my God. Like this week on Game of Thrones, U.S. federal government edition, CISO tries to oust CIO in rapid ejection. And it looks like the CIO was able to defend their position. Okay, hold on. Not CISO. Chief. The CISA's acting director basically tried to fire the CIO. This is straight politics, bro. Robert Costello, basically this guy's boss tried to fire him, and he was able to defend and get some top cover from political appointees to get this sorted out. Hey, QKB3128 is asking, is anyone from Pennsylvania here? Yeah, there's a lot of people from Pennsylvania here. So if you're from Pennsylvania, sound off in the chat. QKB3128 is questioning. Yeah, CISA is a little bit of a clown show right now, sadly. I'm not going to get political. I think that there's a lot of stuff going on, even outside of CISA. So CISA's executive assistant director for cyber was not given a decision ahead of time and wanted to know what the heck's going on. Hey, here's the deal, guys. I mean, I've seen enough made for TV dramas. I saw Succession. If you're going to try a power move to get someone fired, you really should make sure you have all the votes. You got all the top cover. You got all the things, because it's not going to work out. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I guarantee you Madhu Godamakala, the guy who's in charge of CISA, and Robert Costello, the CIO. Dude, what's it like those guys bumping into each other in the break room getting coffee? He literally tried to get him fired. Wow. Both career staff and even fellow Trump appointees grew alarmed by the director here, who is the former CIO of South Dakota, over his handling of a failed polygraph exam. At least 6 staff who scheduled the test were suspended. What? Hold on. 6 career staff who helped schedule the test were suspended with pay after the exam. Hold on. So this guy's the acting director of CISA. He failed the polygraph exam, and the people who scheduled the exam got suspended because it was so he shouldn't have taken the why would you even? dude, I am like, I don't even understand what's going on. There's like so much political infighting and Game of Thrones stuff going on up in the top. It's insane, dude. TLDR, this doesn't affect you in your work today. You're not going to be driving cyber risk reduction based on this story. This is just, if you like soapy drama, get your popcorn and everything and get sorted out. Here, let me see if I can like do this really quick. Here we go. This, like, hey, look at, this is interesting. I'm actually getting a live, hold on. Yes, this is coming in right now from the field. Let me take you live to CISA headquarters. Yep, here we go. We've got a live look in right now at CISA headquarters. Thank you, Johnny on the spot reporter, for reporting live directly from CISA on what is actually going on there. The CIO and the acting director having a conversation here in real time. Ridiculous, man. Be professional.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, DropZone AI. It's 2 a.m. An alert fires. Possible data exfiltration. Your on-call analyst is 3 time zones away, half asleep, context switching between tools. By the time they piece together the evidence, 45 minutes have passed. Was it a real threat or another false positive? The clock is ticking. Tomorrow, we'll tell you how 300 enterprises solved this exact problem. But if you can't wait, head on over to dropzone.ai to learn more. Malware broker.
All righty, let's do this really quickly. All right, guys. Hey, I want to say thank you all so very much for being here. Definitely appreciate it. I hope you get value from the show. If you do, not only hit the like and subscribe, but tell a friend. We're doing something very cool over here, and I don't want to hoard it. I don't want to keep it for us and not them, okay? Let's share the love. All right, guys. I do want to say, speaking of sharing the love, thank you to the stream sponsors, ThreatLocker, Antisyphon, Area, and Flare. Guys, go to simplycyber.io/Flare. I'm telling you, not only do the sponsors help support the channel, but they do a lot of really fun, cool stuff. Now, Flare is a cyber threat intelligence platform, which I have made a video about and really, really find as valuable. But Flare's doing something else entirely called Flare Academy, where they bring industry pros in for webinars and educational opportunities. January 29th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I am going to this. I'm hosting an unofficial watch party. I have spoke to Flare about it. They are actually loving the idea that I'm doing this. So sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. I'm hosting a watch party. It's going to be super dope. Inside the life of a ransomware operator. Guys, I do not want to put on waders and wade out into pluff mud to figure out what cyber seedy criminal underbellies look like. I'd rather have somebody who's come back, gone through the pressure washer and been cleaned up, and then they could share their lessons learned. You don't have to get first level experience sometimes to learn. Get it from someone who's been there. Okay, I don't want to live on an oil rig, but I'll certainly sit down for 20 minutes with someone who lived on an oil rig to talk about their experiences. Same thing with this. I don't want a ransomware threat actor knowing anything about me or my family, but I would certainly like to know about them. So come on down January 29th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern time. Learn and also get the watch party action going. Yes, I can. I don't know. Yes. All right. So anyways, every single day of the week has like Justin Gold just buffer overflowed me. Every single day of the week has a special segment. Tuesdays is Tidbits Tuesday, where I share a little bit about myself and, see if we can vibe on it. I'm not, I didn't have anything prepared today, but I guess I'll just share. If you didn't know, I am a New England Patriots fan. I'm originally from the Boston area, which is why I can drive very well and I get angry instantly, but then get cooled down instantly. That's classic Bostonian type stuff. But yeah, New England Patriots, they are in the AFC Championship for the football NFL I'm a pro football fan. I live in college football country. I don't even watch college football. I think the championship game was on last night, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, if you're a pro football fan, holla, we got that in common. And I know, by the way, I'm well aware that a lot of people hate me because I like the Patriots. I get it. It's lonely at the top. You know what I'm saying? Gangstar said that. All right, guys, if you got a pro team, drop it off in chat. Let me know. If you're a college football fan, let me know in chat. And if you don't like sports, let me know in chat. We'll see if we vibe on it. All right, let's go. We got 18 minutes, and then I got to go to work.
Malware broker set for sentencing. Jordanian national Faraz Khalil Ahmad al-Bashidi pleaded guilty to acting as an initial access broker, selling network access and malware to an undercover FBI agent in 2023. Prosecutors say al-Bashidi, operating as Riz, that's R1Z, facilitated attacks against at least 50 U.S. companies and sold an EDR disabling tool that ultimately exposed his IP address and tied him to a $50 million ransomware incident. He was extradited in 2024 and faces sentencing in May with up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Ingram Micro says attack.
I don't know. Here's my thing, okay? So first of all,
Regulators, mount up.
all right, so hey, win for the FBI, win for law enforcement, loss for the bad guys. I hate, this guy was selling malware and he got caught in a sting operation and he's going to go to jail for 10 years after making $20,000 in sales to an undercover agent. Okay, this dude's 40. He lived in Georgia. His alias was Riz, which is hilarious because he's 40. I don't know if this guy was thinking he was going to pin this on Justin Gold and be like, oh, hey, what's up, young, or whatever, Casually Joseph. He's like, oh, it's the Rizzler. It must be a young, all right? So not a good look on that. This guy was advertising access to companies that all used one or two different firewall products. The FBI got in and made the purchase. And selling an EDR bypass tool. Okay, so people are doing this all the time. Let me see it really quickly. Okay, so this is awesome. This is awesome. Oh my God, what a fool. Okay. Okay, so check it out. Here we go. Check it out. This is insane. I love this. I love it. So sometimes these news stories don't give us a lot of detail. This one gives us all the tea, or all the receipts or whatever. Use your thing now. Look at me. I'm the Rizzler now. Dude, this is sick. Okay, so check it out. If you're taking John Strand's active defense and cyber deception class this week, this is something that you may learn, okay? This is something you may learn. Remember, when you connect to a computer, when you have a network communication between two endpoints, the endpoints need to know the IP address of the system. That's how it's like sending a letter in the mail. I can't send you a letter unless you give me your mailing address. And once you give me your mailing address, I can go there physically and do, if it's your endpoint, it's in your house. If it's a mailing address, I can go there and let's say it's a VPN. I can go there and then request the VPN company give me the IP address connecting in for that account. Okay. This guy made so many mistakes. In the world of cybersecurity and criminal threat actors, they are making millions of dollars selling malware on the dark web. This dude lives in Georgia, so you don't even need extradition. He literally lives in the United States, which is your first mistake if you're going to become a cyber criminal. Number two, he is selling to the FBI, which is fine. I'm glad the FBI is mucking around in cyber criminal underground, but he connects to an FBI-controlled server to demonstrate how the tool works and basically gives up his identity by making that connection. What you should have done is have a demo video and provide the demo video to your customers, not do a live demo. Not to mention, live demos fail all the time. You got to have that stuff recorded and just play it in real time. Thirdly, this dude, when he made that connection, the IP address pinned, he had all sorts of Google Pay. I don't know if the FBI was making payments to him through the Google Pay, but all of his accounts are tied to Google Pay. This guy had horrible operational security, it would appear, among other things. He's going to jail for 10 years. Meanwhile, the kid who broke into the Supreme Court's going to jail for 1 year. I hope that this serves as a warning for threat actors who are, dealing in cybercrime to, think twice about it, because this guy is going to jail for quite a while. Undercover agents, FBI, thank you for doing the hard stuff that you do. And not to mention, this guy was selling it for like $5,000. Like, again, if I sold something for $5,000, that'd be great. I would love to sell something for $5,000. But if you're going to be taking risks like this, I don't know. Whatever. Good win for the good guys.
Affected 42K plus people. Ingram Micro disclosed updated details from its July 2025 ransomware incident, confirming stolen data affected more than 42,000 people, including social security numbers and job applicant records. The attack caused a days-long outage, work from home orders, and 3.5 terabytes of documents stolen. While the company still hasn't formally attributed the breach, SafePay claimed responsibility last summer and has since become one of the more active ransomware crews, filling gaps left by Lockbit and Black Hat.
Yeah.
TP-Link.
Okay, so, I hadn't heard of this group here, SafePay. I haven't heard of the SafePay ransom group, but as far as, the reporting goes, this is the new, bully on the street. So I guess, put SafePay on your, your murder board and keep your eyes open. I will say that anytime there's a prolific threat actor in ransomware, like if it's Conti, Black Basta, Alpha V, Black Cat, whatever, when they get taken down or they implode on themselves, it's just like cyber criminal marketplaces. There will be another one who fills the void because there's just too much money to be made.
Straight cash, homie.
So I guess put SafePay on your board. Black Basta, they got arrested. It was reported yesterday, and the leader of Black Basta is on the run. So, you can expect that not to be a problem anytime soon. Whatever. Ingram Micro got hit, just like any other company.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Oh, Space Taco's letting me know what's up. Hold on 1 second. This is Georgia, the country. He was extradited from Georgia. Okay. Well, then I give this guy a little bit more credit for not being a complete clown. So he was in Georgia, the country, not Georgia, the state. I thought this guy was doing it from like Augusta. He's like, oh, it's the Masters next weekend. I'll just commit some cybercrime. This is Georgia, the country. So way to go, FBI, going the extra mile, bringing this guy down. Although this guy seems like the Riz seems like a lone operator. I don't want anyone doing anything, but it's more about these cyber criminal organizations like the COM that need to be taken down. All right. All I would say for this story, you can read the story yourself, but look into SafePay ransomware group and put them on your board as far as somebody to keep an eye out for. For any threat actor group, I always like to go directly to MITRE ATT&CK and just see if they are in here. They are not in MITRE ATT&CK's framework yet, which, I'm just one professional, but I hadn't heard of them until this news story. So if they are turning into like the hotness for threat actor groups, they're just on the come right now.
Patches Viggy camera vulnerability. TP-Link pushed fixes for a high-severity auth bypass in more than 32 Viggy and Viggy Insight surveillance camera models. Redinent co-founder Arko Dar says attackers can reset admin passwords and take full control, including video feeds. When he found the bug back in October, he says he counted more than 2,500 exposed cameras online. The cameras are widely deployed globally, and previous TP-Link flaws have been abused in the wild, making patching urgent. Windows 11 shutdown bug.
Okay, hold on one second. TP-Link, which has been, TP-Link is one of these more consumer level networking company or, network device companies. Usually you pay for what you get, right? So you'll see a lot of bugs and stuff for TP-Link, Netgear, Fortinet, QNAP, Zixel. They commonly have bugs. Not to say that like Palo Alto and Cisco don't have bugs, but they have less. Let's see. James McQuiggan's in Cozumel. Very nice, James McQuiggan. It's my feet. I don't have socks on right now. My feet hurt because it's so cold in the Buffer Auger Flow studio. All right, TP-Link, they patched it. Well, first of all, you got to patch it.
You gotta patch it.
All right, an authentication bypass flaw affecting password recovery in the camera's local web interface. Here's my thing. Like, are these cameras TP-Link devices? That's what I need to know here. TP-Link, Vigi. Okay, yeah, so they make their own cameras, but I mean, network device camera, it doesn't matter. It's still the same company with the same level of, I guess, developer production stuff. So if you're here's the thing, if you're running these VG's cameras and they have internet, publicly routable IP addresses, right? They're internet facing essentially. You got to patch it. And again, what's the impact though, right? What's the impact here? It allows an attacker on the LAN to reset the admin password without verification by manipulating client-side state. So essentially, a threat actor can lock you out of your camera. I think the bigger concern here is that they can get on your LAN. Now, if you have, listen, they say on the LAN, which is local area network, but if you have done network segmentation and you have your cameras on a separate network segment, which is not uncommon, or, you have like a physical security network segment, or you have an IoT device segment. It depends on what your speed is. This may not even result in like that big a risk, right? Now, obviously, if a threat actor changes the admin password on the camera, you have to physically go there and do a hard reset, reset the factory's defaults so you can do it. So it's annoying. And if it's at some remote location, like a power substation or some, something out in the field, that is really inconvenient, but in fact, here, Eric Taylor's in the green room. He's going to be doing Jawjacking. He's released an update to his tool here. Let's just see how bad the CVSS is. I don't think it's that bad. Look at 0.04% of a chance that you're going to get hit in the next 30 days with it. CVSS score of 8.7, which is just high. It's cool. It's cool. You should don't forget to patch your IoT devices or set them to auto patch, but this is not, I'm not kicking in the CIO's door today and being like, oh my God, you got to hear about the TP-Link Vigi camera vulnerabilities. Oh my God. That's not happening.
Forces Microsoft into out-of-band damage control. Microsoft issued an out-of-band Windows 11 update on January 17th to fix shutdown, restart, and hibernation issues caused by January's Patch Tuesday. The problem affected systems with SystemGuard Secure Launch enabled, preventing proper shutdowns and causing laptops and desktops to drain power. The update also addresses a remote desktop authentication bug, while a separate Outlook POP issue remains unresolved. Microsoft urges affected users to install KB 50.77797, reminding us that security updates can create unexpected side effects.
All right. I mean, this is pretty straightforward. Listen, if Microsoft sends out an out-of-band patch and an emergency update, you should apply it, right? They don't do this for lulls. They don't do it so people don't forget about them, right? Don't you forget about me. Like Microsoft doesn't give a crap about that. This is directly related to the urgency of having this patch applied to your systems. So get with your IT counterparts because you're not patching it. They are patching it. Patch your own machine for sure. But get this applied. Period, full stop. And remember, with patch management, you're not going to get all the machines. You have machines that haven't phoned in. You've got a salesman, you got Carl, the sales engineer, who's on a flight right now. You got all these things. So you're very likely you're going to apply all the patches, and then you'll have like 10 to 20% of systems that either can't take the patch or they're like off the network and they're not receiving it. It failed for whatever reason. You'll deal with some of these instances, but just look through what is the what's the concern of not having that patch applied, and if it's a willingness or it's a risk you're willing to accept, fine. If not, then work through it with the end user of that endpoint to get it sorted out. Okay. All right, that's going to do it for January 20th, 2026, episode 1050 of your Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief. I was your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, live from the Buffer Auger Flow studio. Again, shout out and thank you to the stream sponsors, ThreatLocker, Antisyphon, Flare, and Area. If you want to support the channel, click the links in the description, check out the sponsors, see what they're all about. Don't go anywhere because we're going to be doing Jawjacking in just a hot minute. I have to go teach at the Citadel Military College, but every single day from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we do something called Jawjacking, which is an Ask Me Anything. So if you have any questions about career, certs, industry, etc., drop them in chat with a queue up front. Eric Taylor is going to be coming on. He has agreed to answer your questions. So thank you for your time, Eric, and your experience answering those questions. Have a good one, everybody. I'll see you later tomorrow. Tomorrow, yeah. And just a reminder, this Thursday, a lot of people in 2026 are thinking about setting up their own side hustle or starting their own business altogether. I've done it. Eric Taylor runs his own business. Kathy Chambers launched her business. Cairo-Sec, Tyler Ramsby's doing it. A lot of people are doing it. So what do we do about that? I go get my friend Bryson Bort, who has started, sold, run successfully many businesses, and he's a legend cybersecurity professional. He's going to come on and talk about starting and running your own business. So get that's appointment viewing. As always, you can go to simplycyber. As always, you can go to Luma. I'm going to have to make a quick redirect for this one. But you can go to luma.com/simplycyber. Luma, LUMA.com/simplycyber. And let me pin this in chat. And for all the upcoming things, you can get a calendar invite. It's very much a game changer. So if you have missed the Jawjacking, a Firesides, a daily brief, a webinar, if you've missed anything Simply Cyber because you forgot about it, that's what this solves. We are addressing it by putting something on your calendar. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. My feet are cold, but my takes are hot. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking.
What is going on, you beautiful, beautiful people? Stick around. We're going to have some talks. We're going to have some conversations. Let's start up some music. So AI generated, we still have Christmas. Well, I do still like some Christmas music. I actually celebrate it. So here, we always try to do Tidbits Tuesday. I am one of those people that you must complete a holiday before you start the next one. Don't give me Christmas before Thanksgiving. This year, or well, technically last year, I was a little different. I'm like, you know what? Is the world, the environment has been awful this year. I need a little bit extra Christmas cheer. So in the middle of November, I was like, bring it all on, bring all the Christmas cheer, give it to me, like fanning me or whatever. Like, I just need to cool down. I need some Christmas cheer in my life. So last year I did accept Christmas a little bit sooner than I typically do. Let's try some lounge music. As Dr. Gerald Auger said, my name is Eric Taylor. I am the owner and chief forensic operator here at Barricade Cyber, and I'm here to answer your questions. Jerry has just confirmed in chat that we do not have a 9:30. I do have a hard stop at the top of the hour. So I will stick around and answer as many questions and just shoot the trash with you as much as we can. Why? Because, like, honestly, freaking enjoy hanging out with you, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. In our world, we get so heads down, focusing on the forensics, on the hunt the evil, or patching, or whatever. It's good just to take a few minutes once a week, hang out with you, ladies and gentlemen, and be able to do that. I'm going to let you guys in on a little tidbit. So y'all been seeing, I've been working on the EPSS school version. I kind of leaked it last week during Jawjacking, and I put a little video or a little image out on LinkedIn if you're following me there. Barricade has hard stops, makes sense. Yeah. But for you Simply Cyber folks, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We launched EPSS Lookup Tool version 2.5. It is now McLivey Live. So I'm going to show it to you. The official release is out on, getting posted on LinkedIn later today, or in about 2 hours actually. But if you are looking to have an inside scoop into some of this, we're just using this old CVE as a precursor for it. We did minimize the cooldown from 10 seconds to 3 seconds. We do have a recents section here. So that was one of the big things even I had, where it's like, crap, I'm searching multiple CVEs and I can't remember. So we did build in a recent, so as you're searching more and more CVEs, this thing will populate. I think I set the limit to 13. If you don't want the tool to track it, we do have an stop history search here, so you can click on that and you'll see that it'll disable. So one thing is, if you refresh it, these results do show as cached. So if you just refresh it, then you'll be able to get what you need. But we added more detail to the CISA Kev, when the remediation date was, who the vendor, the CWEs, what's correlated to it. Are ransomware threat actors known for this? And yes, it is known. So required actions for you. The LEV analysis that was being part of the NIST framework. You can actually go through this, and this is the biggest thing that took me so long. It's the calculations are freaking redunculous. It really is. But LEV essentially is the likelihood for exploitable vulnerability. So you're taking your CVE, you're taking your EPS, and you're taking your LEV to creating a LEV score, likelihood of exploit vulnerability. And this is what this is, right? So you got that, and it's always good to know what threat actors actually are looking at this CVE. This one, China APT 41. We got Dragon Force that was exploiting it. We had Monty, things like that, and we also put in here for the actual some of the newer ransomware group names. And this is also good for botnets. So like TrickBot is actually going after this. Iced ID, Cobalt Strike, Silver, Meraki, Metinterpreter, all that stuff, right? So it still has all the published information that you want, any of the references that we always had. You still got your heat map breakdown. We've also added the EPSS score thread or score trend. And this actually looks at the API, like where did the EPSS score trend over the last 30 days? We do see where EPSS scores will change over the last 30 days. So we do put that. And if you're wondering, like, this will get more populated because this is a brand new release. But if you want to know how many times this CVE has been searched on the EPSS lookup tool alone, then this shows the last 30 days. Naturally, it's got to get more granular information. So that is EPSSlookuptool.com or EPSSlookup.com. We did buy Lev Lookup and LevLookupTool.com, so we'll get all the domains, redirected and pointed and all that fun stuff. But if you want to capture that and just kind of go in there and take a look at that, feel free to do as such. I am already planning version 3.0, which will probably release right around Valentine's Day. That one will be a paid version, so we're going to be building the back end of it, and the basic premise for the paid version, which is going to be cheap. I just don't know what cheap 99 looks like yet. But basically, you're InfoSec, and you need to research a ton of CVEs at one time. That's where the paid version is going to come in. You're going to be able to bulk search a bunch of CVEs that you want to, and it's going to prioritize. It's going to give you all the results, and it's going to do the math for the prioritize it for you, and it'll be multiple things. Like I want to prioritize off of my EPSS score, and then I'll prioritize in that. Now I want to do my CVS score. It'll prioritize off of that. I want to prioritize off of the Kev. Give me date, like the oldest to newest stuff that's in Kev, so I can go get compliant with CISA Kev in a orderly fashion. It's going to do that. So there's going to be a couple things that we're going to be looking at to make it that way. And easily, the way I'm going to price it in, to be completely honest and transparent with you, we'll probably offer it free for like 30 or 90 days or something like that. But the pricing is going to just be like, help me offset the server cost plus a little bit, like $1 or something, right? Make it quote unquote profitable, right? But this thing is running on a very, very small server, and it's very, very fast. So the server costs are going to be minimal. So I'm kicking around $4.99 a month, $5.99 a month. I don't know. We'll see, right? So seriously, in all seriousness, when the post comes out on Barricade Cyber at 11:03 a.m., kick it around. Please, I'm begging you, kick it around and see what's what in there, and let me know what features we're missing. I think outside of sorting the priority and doing bulk CVE, I think this tool is pretty much done. I think. But if I'm missing something that's a viable, legitimate offer, and I do have the copy to your text, so that way you can do that, right? Going to figure out some sort of reporting. But we also have, I met with the marketing yesterday in our weekly huddle, and we have a lot of tools coming out this year. A lot of stuff that I've been on the back burner with. I'm like, we need to get this stuff done. So, there we go. So anyway, again, if you're not following us on LinkedIn, let me get that. Please follow us at Barricade Cyber so you get all the information And I do see a couple questions that came in, and I will get to those in just a moment. Let's see, view as a member. How do I? I think it's just that. Yep, so definitely go over there, follow us on LinkedIn. That's where we do all the stuff. Primarily, everything we do is published out on LinkedIn. I mean, we're on Twitter and stuff like that, but that's not a primary market for information. All right. I am very interested to see what you guys and gals come up with, and in terms of features, feedback, all that stuff. Let's see. From Cryptic Roses, how would you recommend remembering info, as I feel my networking knowledge, etc., is slowly degrading while I apply to jobs? Dude, real facts right there. Don't want to be on an interview Slack jawed when I used to know the info being asked. To be honest with you, we all, real talk, seriously, Cryptic Roses, we all forget crap. You know, I am at an age now where I'm like, I have probably forgot more than you will learn. Proverbially, that's what the olds used to say when I was growing up. And so in some ways, I feel that. I honestly, as an owner, there are certain things in a role, and we'll just take digital forensics. No matter how long you've been in the industry, there's like 5-7 things that I should be able to ask you, and you always remember. You always remember it. Like, what is the Shrum database? What does that do? Where are the Windows event logs stored? Where are Linux logs stored? Doesn't matter what distro, it's all stored in the same spot. Even ESXi and vCenters typically are stored in the same spot unless you modify it. So there's certain truths, no matter what job you're looking at, where it's just part of your daily cadence, right? You know where the stuff is. Little nuances, like how do you make a configuration change to a FortiGate to allow an application in through a firewall policy? If you haven't messed with a FortiGate in about 6 months, you might forget. And take out FortiGate for Palo Alto, Cisco ASA, whatever the product name is, right? But you get the nuances, right? It's like, and just be honest with them. It's like, man, I swear I know this one. I'm deeply sorry I don't have that answer for you. I promise you, if you have a GUI, a test box, it would take me 2 seconds to take a look at it and instantly remember where this thing is. But I haven't touched it in 6 months. I've honestly forgot because it's not in the top of mind, unfortunately. And most of the time, people are like, okay, he's being honest, you know. The biggest thing that I could ever stress to you as an owner is just don't BS us. If you're honest, we're cool with it. Just don't BS us, because we start seeing through that crap. It's like, we're not gonna hire you. All right. How do you respond to a ransomware attack? Do you try to deploy agents via GPO if possible? Yeah. Because we want to get containment as fast as possible, and if we can get a GPO to function in a ransomware situation, then yes, that's what we do. We've also got PowerShell scripts to inject GPO code into Active Directory, so that way we can potentially deploy it as fast as possible. Because a lot of times the GUI is just messed up. So, but AD responds. If that doesn't work, we do have jump boxes that we typically ship out. So, we have Lenovo. I got 3 of them. I got to re-provision right now. And a lot of times we'll put the Active Directory module in there and then connect to there. And then we got a fresh GUI that will work to make the power of the GPO changes that we need. So, yeah. That is just one tactic. Yes. There are many, many tactics that you can do. Just really, it is a case-by-case scenario. Going for an IAM analyst engineer, have a cyber degree, congratulations, Sec Plus, and the SC 900, going for SC 300. What do you recommend for the next vendor specific certification I should take? Dude, I don't know if you really need one. Honestly, I honestly don't think you need one. The only thing I can think of on real talk, the only thing that I think you would probably need is if there is a specific certification for the organization that you're going to be working for. They want X, Y, or Z. But from a 30,000 foot view, I would say go rock it. If you really want to make yourself more certified, go on LinkedIn, look at the five top companies that you'd want to work for, and we'll see what certs that they're going for. They're wanting in that type of stuff, and you can kind of go that route. But to me, I think you got what you need outside of a company's specific requirements. I honestly think you got what you need right now. There should be literally nothing holding you back, I would think. At least from a certification standpoint. Anyone going to the London Tech Expo in March? Plan to go, and now that I'm a graduate, would love to see more friendly faces connect. So there you go. If you guys and gals are in London and or going to the London Tech Expo in March, not really a question, but there you go. Definitely connect with Cryptic Roses. Would love a meet and greet. John Burns, starting with Python courses today and digital forensics tomorrow. Okay. Any tips for either course before I start? Just keep an open mind. I'm not a huge Python person. I can read most of it. I can analyze a Python script like, okay, that it's doing this, it's doing this. I may not know what this is, and then I may have to ask Grok or ChatGPT, like, what exactly is this? If you've been around for a while, I'm a huge PowerShell person. I will make modules and everything in PowerShell as much as I possibly can. And it's just something that makes sense to me. And it's really easy to get PowerShell on all 3 platforms: Mac OS, Linux, Windows. So, I always do a tip of the hat to the Python people because it's just something I can't do. And that's my limitation. And that's my burden to bear, or my cross to bear. Just kidding. But anytime I go into any class, like I've had instructors tell me, like, why the hell are you in this class? You know way more than everybody else in this class. And I'm not boasting by any means. It's just whatever. And I'm flattered by it. But the way that I always take these classes, like, there's always a nugget to learn, even if I am senior in it, right? Like, soon I'm going to go back through the SANS FOR 500, the basic Windows forensics. Now it's going to have Windows 11 and some other newer stuff in there. And there's a lot of new stuff in Windows 11 from an artifact standpoint. That's really, really cool. But when I'm in those classes, I'm looking to learn from other people, remember things that I may have forgot, learn a new perspective on an artifact. Like, ooh, I didn't think about that, and parsing that with this, making my job easier. So there's always something to learn, ladies. There's always something to learn. That's the biggest thing I wish people would pride themselves on. Willingness to learn. Willingness to know you don't know everything. There's always a different way, a different tactic, a different ideology. There's always something. So always go into these things with an open mind, willing to learn, and Sean Burns, you will do well, in my personal humble opinion. CTI job interview this afternoon. Any advice? Thanks in advance. Well, Chris Young, best of luck to you. Yeah, CTI is definitely, I mean, we do a fair amount of CTI here. I would say in your interview, understanding who their client base is, who are they reporting to? What is the company's stance on notifications to either upstream vendors or downstream clients? Knowing their business operations. And I always use especially in these type of roles, what does success look like to you in this role in the next 30, 60, and 90 days? That way I know I'm meeting my marks with you. And just go rock it out. Hung out with you several times, Chris. I know you can do it. Just stay gazelle intense. Stay gazelle intense, good sir. You will get it. From Brian Coyote, what is your favorite distro of Linux to use? I only use Ubuntu. There's another one that was just released. Hold on. Was it? Be quiet, David. Watch. Let's see if I can quickly find it. If not, I may have to post it in the generals for Discord. I want to say Rob Lee talked about it. I think. Might have been somebody else. I'm just doing a quick search on another window. Bear with me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. No, it was definitely somebody else. Yeah, because I'm going back a month and I'm not even seeing anything about it. Okay. Shucks. Oh well. I know there was a new privacy one that just got an update. I know a lot of people who are in heavy privacy focused are into, I think it's Parrot OS. I haven't messed with it that much. But most of my stuff is built for production environments. So, I just know the Ubuntu commands. And to be honest with you, I'm getting to be almost 50. It's like I'm not one of the tinkerers of the industry anymore. It's like that's one of the reasons why I switched over to iPhone a couple years ago. One was for simplicity of communicating with my family and stuff like that, especially when I travel. In a lot of ways, I still miss my Android devices. But sometimes you just get to a point you're just like, I just need the crap to work. I'm tired of tinkering. I'm tired of messing with it. All that. I just need the crap to work. That's probably why I don't do the what's that app that you put on your Fire Sticks for extended trailer watching? Cody. Like I just use Apple TV nowadays, and I mean I have Plex as well. But everybody knows how to work YouTube, and YouTube TV, it just freaking works. And sometimes you just need stuff that just works, especially when you've been in the industry for so long. You're just like, there's things like the tech people will tinker with. Like we'll mess with stuff. We'll do Cody, and we don't mind clicking 30 links to find out which link works and all that stuff. Like we're okay with that. But when you're dealing with your family and they're not tech savvy and all that, you're just like, I just need something to really just freaking work. It's simple. I don't have to do a bunch of tech support, and everybody just understands it and is willing to use it and adopt it. To be honest with you, that's just the way it goes. So, and I almost tried to install Java the hard way on my keypad. Let's see. Know Your Threats asks, what is your take on renewing certifications? They can be quite expensive. Yes, they can. I have the CASP, Sec Plus, CEH, and Azure. Thank you as always for what you do. So, your mods may vary, but I had the CEH, was never asked to prove that I had my CEH. Is the renewal of certifications, I think, is an industry by industry / company by company standard. I say that to say most of the small and medium businesses won't give two freaking rips if you have it or not. Like you got it at one time. You can show it on your resume, but just show that it's expired. You're like, okay, you got it at one time. We're cool with that. You've been working in a job since then that's daily using the Azure stack. We're fine, right? Some SMB and medium-based clients will have clients and prospects that will mandate that their staff have a certain certification. So you'll have that one off, right? But it really is a industry by industry and company by company conversation. But yes, it can be quite expensive. And that's where you would kind of talk to your business and be like, the business that you're working for or you're getting ready to come into or whatever the case is, like, look, you want me to have all this stuff. Here's this is my yearly cost to upkeep it, these renewals. How can we work together to make sure that I am staying compliant with what you want me to be, and I'm getting what? Looks like my video just glitched up. Put yes in chat if you can see and hear me. It looks like it's working, but everything just flickered on me for some reason. Could just be a restream issue. But yeah. To be an efficient hacker, should one be a very good IT guy? I would say having a basic understanding of technology would be beneficial, like being able to understand networking stacks and stuff like that. But I know a lot of hackers that they're not IT admins at all. They just have the knack for looking at what's being generated and looking at source code and just being able to rip it apart. So, each of our paths are different, right? Like mine was when I was early on, I had some IT experience and stuff like that, but that's back when we were in 56K modem days and stuff. The experience was a loose term. Like, I knew how to rip apart give me a second, I'm just stepping away to get something. I knew how to rip apart, my computer. I knew how to build new computers. I knew how to do the cutting edge stuff of the day, as it were. Right? So, technology was a lot different back then. So, and it was easier, in my opinion, to be a hacker back then, right? Because you don't have, or we didn't have 10,000 different technology things to deal with. But on the same mindset, maybe that was harder, and today is easier because you have so many people focused on so many different things that nobody's focusing on, specializing on one. So it's really easy. I don't know. I can see both sides of the coin, but I don't know. Give me 1 second. I just got to turn on. Oh, so if y'all don't have this thing, so I go through canned air like there's nobody's business. And this is not a sponsored ad, but I recently found this little device called Wolfbox. It's got several different nozzles and stuff. And I'm going to mute myself for a second because it's going to get really loud. But I got to blow out some of the failed attempt to install Java on my keyboard. But this is a really cool freaking blower. Did it not mute? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry if I just blew out here. I thought it muted. Oh my gosh, so sorry about that. But yeah, it's fully rechargeable. Got it on Amazon for like $60, I think. It's got several attachments and stuff. Really, really cool tool. So if you have been looking for a possible new tool to use for blowing out your keyboards and your computers and stuff, definitely check out this guy here. Really cool. Anyway, and the battery lasts a really, really long time too. That's another good thing, because you'll be in there blowing out your dust out of your computer, and that the compressed air is going away, right? So you're just like trying to hurry, getting real close just to get that last stuff. But yeah, this one's pretty cool. I like it. Maybe we should get the sponsor, the Simply Cyber. Wolfbox, blow out your computer. It goes where all the crud is. Blow it out. All right. Let's see what. Any questions? Any hardware you would recommend for home labbing? Was looking into Nooks, but RAM prices have made eBay searching painful. Yeah. If you can, I don't know how. I've heard rumored that it's harder to do it these days. So, but definitely test it out. I would say try to get a developer license for Azure or AWS or whatever platform you feel comfortable with, and use their VMs for, labbing things up, to be honest with you. I was taking a hard look at Ansible at one time, but just never bit the bullet on that. But hold on a second. Oh boy. Okay. Just getting caught up on some emails here. It's going to be a fun, interesting day today, ladies and gentlemen. From Neckbeard777, do you think it's better to be really good at one specific thing or to be okay at everything? Depends on how long you are in your journey. When you're starting out, let's just take the one thing I always talk about is being a doctor, because it's very easily to relate. When you're going through the process of specialization as a doctor, you become a general doctor. And then you go through specializations, like cardiac, pediatric cardiology, you go through all whatever it is, right? But when you're a doctor, you are the jack of all trades, so to speak. You're able to know a little bit about everything, your teeth, your bones, your this, your that, all that. You have a general understanding of everything, and then they tap the specialist for further insight. So, I mean, you can't just go right in and be a cardiac surgeon, right? You got to go through the processes. So you got to go through the jack of all trades, the generalization before you become the specialist. I think long-term specialization is the absolute way to go, right? That's what I would recommend. Be a specialist. Your value is not the right word, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. That your input and your value and perception in the organization, I think, holds more weight when you have a specialization in something than a generalist or generalist practitioner or a jack of all trades. Have you heard of Vanta or Dranta? Yes, I have heard of Vanta. Follow-up, good question. That was I'm going to look at getting into some of the Cisco switches and messing with those for my home lab I'm making. I like the Azure suggestion. Yeah, so I think, if I'm not mistaken, in Azure or AWS, I can't share my, well, I'm not sure if I can share my screen just yet. Give me a second. Let me actually get into the marketplace. I want to say they have, let's see, Cisco. Let's do that as in general. Close. Identity service, Meraki. Yeah, I can share this. Hold on. I'm not sharing anything too sensitive by any means. So I just did in the marketplace, just do Cisco. You got identity services. Meraki, if you're into that. You got your Catalyst edge switches, your routers, everything like that. So, you can spin up everything you need in there to start messing with the command lines and stuff like that. So that's what I thought. So I'm pretty sure AWS is the exact same way, right? So What is your thought about Vanta or Dranta solution? Would it be useful? I don't have any insight on either one of those. I heard the ad on the. I don't think it was a Simply Cyber. I don't think they were ever a sponsor on this platform, but it was the CISA series. They were a sponsor for many, or about a year or two. Maybe they still are. But I personally have never used either one of the products. And being able to properly advise on either one on its pros or cons, I'm not a good resource for that because I don't have any insight. You should update your browser. Yeah, I should. To be honest with you, I just ran through all the updates for January too. Even just installed the one that was being talked about earlier, the out of band patch and Edge. That's why it's not red or whatever, because the update just came out like yesterday or something like that. And I've got 5 VMs running right now processing stuff, so I can't be in the middle of shutting that down. But yeah, I'll get to a stopping point and reboot yet once again. This will be like 5 reboots this month just for patching on my workstation. I don't know if December I got behind or something, and the system is trying to catch up or something. I don't know. But I've definitely had an excessive amount of patching reboots, especially last week. I feel like I had 4. All right. Any other questions? Let me open up mod chat. Let's see. Answer that one. Haircut Fish has been posting stuff in mod chat. What have you ever seen a speculative CV? Any advice on how to do this? What advice to use when I went to a career advisor? Have you ever seen a speculative CV? Yeah. So Cryptic Rose asked this, and let me see if I can find hers. Thank you so much here Fish for putting that in there. My search did not find that. Here we are. Have you ever sent a speculative? Oh. If I ever sent one? No, I have never sent one. I have seen them and immediately properly sorted them where they needed to be filed. My perception is a CV or resume needs to be a fact finding. This is the who, what, when, where, why of me. It's not space for conjecture. Or conjecture. Yeah. I think I have them all answered. And we are getting to the top of the hour, and I do have another call to prep for. Let's see, what's everybody talking about? Exactly. Nightbot, if you're getting any value, please take 3 seconds to smack that like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm. And do us a favor. If you think anybody else would benefit from this, Jawjacking, the daily cyber stuff, we're talking about all the news, recommend us to somebody. Like, hey, caught a great episode over here. Jerry was ranting about X, Y, and Z. And then Jawjacking host, Eric or Tyler or whoever was talking about this, and this, and this. It was a really good day. Bring people in. We do want to grow this platform this year. We want to make 2026 the best year for Simply Cyber yet. Don't do it a trillion times, because when you hit it twice, it just takes away your first. When you hit your third, then it's like your first. Then your fourth is just like your second, where it's just gone again. So just do it once. But however, maybe share it a trillion times. Share it a trillion times. All right, y'all. I see y'all heading now. The numbers are dropping. I do see people saying, have a great day. Thank you so much for finding the true too. Good to see you. With that, we are going to do the sea shanty because we have a few moments, and then we'll close it out. I will probably not be here for the panel on Friday. I've been really, really heads down. Got a lot of work going on right now. A lot of tools to build. We have many, many things we're working on this year. So I've been gazelle intense on everything. So I will probably miss that, but thank y'all so much for hanging in here. Thanks for tuning in. I do greatly appreciate you all. Till next time, stay curious.
There once was a kid whose passwords laid across all sites. They were the same. A criminal then found their fame by taking that data to go. Soon may a criminal come to steal your pictures and data and run. One day when the crime is done, they'll steal your account and go.
All right, Cryptic Quizzes, real quick. If you can put it in chat real quick, I'll answer it because we're coming up to the top. I'll stick around. I see you. Cryptic Quizzes, you still here? I know the video is delayed. Real quick while I'm waiting on that. How long should you stick with the lab before moving forward until you know it inside and out, backwards and forward? Huh? Hold on. I'm looking for all of your messages, Cryptic Roses. Oh, I see it now. The reason I didn't see it because technical issue, but yeah, no worries. There wasn't a space, but whatever. Anyone else got issues with logging into Job Hack like a hacker? Seems like the redeem code for 2025, even though receipt is out for today. So this is not the chat for that, Cryptic Roses. That is Black Hills Information Security, specifically Jason Blanchard. Go on LinkedIn, look up Jason Blanchard, send him a message or post something tagging him in that with maybe an image to your issue and tagging him on that, and then he should be able to get back to you. But Simply Cyber, us mod teams and stuff like that, we don't have any control. Again, that's all Jason Blanchard, Black Hills Information Security. So go get with them and be able to get that sorted out. All right, with that, thank you so much and see y'all next week. Take care.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that content. Keep the cybersecurity train going by connecting with the other Simply Cyber community resources. We have the Discord server that's lively and always keeps the conversation going. You can connect with me directly on LinkedIn. And also every single weekday morning on the Simply Cyber channel, we're doing live daily cyber threat briefings, 8 a.m. Eastern time, as well as Thursday at 4:30 p.m. We're doing live stream interviews with industry experts, and we produce videos that we push out every Wednesday morning. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you in the next one.